Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle. And today we just found out that the RNC has put their new RNC chairman on with the GOP. So, uh, so Ronna McDaniel is officially out of the GOP, and now we have Michael Waitley as the new chair of the RNC, and Trump's daughter-in-law, which is Laura Trump, she is now the co-chair. So, in my opinion, this move, before I start reading, this move is probably this is probably the best move the RNC could have done, because this solidifies that the new Republican Party is MAGA driven. This Republican Party is nowhere near what it used to be. Ronna McDaniel, even though I believe she got instilled as the RNC chair, I think it was during Trump's election, like after Trump's election. I believe he supported her, but she ended up being a really bad candidate. But this candidate, the reason I have a lot of support for him, because he is a huge MAGA Republican. He is a huge MAGA Republican, which I will be talking about him in this article, what he's about and stuff. But I'm going to read this article first, which is about the new leadership and stuff. So, for example, Michael Waitley is a huge Republican of Trump's. He's a huge supporter of Trump. And Laura Trump is obviously Trump's daughter-in-law, and I've heard her stuff before. I know her for a fact. I don't know Michael Waitley as much. I believe that's how you say his name. Don't quote me on that. But he is way better than Ron McDaniel from what I know. Laura Trump, she would have been the best option as the chair, but the reason a lot of people didn't want that is because you don't want to alienate the Republican Party just for Trump's. Like, it makes a lot of sense why they did this move, and it definitely solidifies Trump's politics into the Republican Party from now on. But at the same time, it also solidifies that it's not going to completely always go in the MAGA direction, but it will have a MAGA influence, I guess you could say. But okay, let me read this. So Donald Trump cemented his control of the Republican National Committee on Friday after members formally voted to install his hand-picked candidates, including his daughter-in-law, in top roles at the party. Michael Waitley, chair of the North Carolina Republican Party, has been named the new chair of the RNC, replacing Ronna McDaniel, whom Trump pressured to vacate her post. While assembled for hastily called meeting in Houston, the committee also installed Laura Trump, the former president's daughter-in-law, as a co-chair, and agreed by acclamation to consider Trump to be the party's nominee. Trump's senior campaign advisor, Chris LaCivita, will be made the RNC's chief operating officer. I'm not sure who that guy is. In his acceptance speech, Waitley said the RNC will work hand in glove with Trump's campaign over the next 8 months, and the party to get out the vote efforts and to support the sanctity of their vote. And also, I know Michael Waitley is a election denier, so Ronna McDaniel wasn't, from what I've heard about rumors. So this is definitely also a huge pick for him. When picking a family member for a top party role is not standard protocol, it is unheard of. It is not unheard of. I mean, Ronald Reagan's daughter was elected co-chair of the RNC in 1987. It is typical for a president to select allies to run party operations and ensure support from the national committee. But Trump's decision to announce the new slate of RNC leaders before securing the required delegates to the GOP nominee angered some of Trump's critics. I can see why, but I mean, he's literally about to secure it. I mean, like, it's literally a fact. Like, you shouldn't be mad. Like, come on, you're literally the nominee already. But obviously Nikki Haley's not really running anymore, so it's basically solidified. Yeah, McDaniel recently touted to members that the committee's fundraising improved in January and February when it brought to a combined. Yeah, she served. Yeah, Trump picked her to lead the RNC at the end of 2016. So yeah, after winning his presidency. That's what I thought it was, because I remember her specifically. And I'm kind of surprised she didn't do well, but at the same time, remember, Trump was just getting into politics. He didn't know who to support. So it kind of makes sense what happened. So yeah, she's always had mixed signals, basically, with Ronna McDaniel. Trump has. So this is definitely a great move for the Republican Party. And also, it is technically Ronna McDaniel's fault why we lost in the midterms. Even though we didn't lose in the midterms, we were supposed to dominate in the midterms in 2022. And I believe that was Ronna McDaniel's fault. A lot of people blame Trump, but I believe Ronna McDaniel's poor handling of fundraising is what ultimately lost us a lot of that support. Okay, now let's talk about this. Who is Trump's new backed RNC chairman, Michael Waitley? Some people would like to know this. I know some things about him, but not everything. So this is actually going to be a good article to read. So the Republican National Committee has a new leader now that former chair Ronna McDaniel has stepped aside, and committee's members have casted their votes at the group's spring meetings in Houston, Texas on Friday. North Carolina GOP chairman Michael Waitley won that unanimous vote and will take the reins of a party struggling to undo its Democrat counterpart's financial advantage as the November election looms. Well, Michael Waitley has served as the North Carolina GOP since 2019 and also serves as general counsel for the RNC. He was handpicked by President Trump, so Trump did pick him, just like Trump picked Ronna McDaniel for the role, and has been a strong supporter of Latter's repeated claims of the 2020 election loss to Biden due to massive voter fraud. So that's the one thing that's really going to help him. That's really going to dignify a difference between Ronna McDaniel, because Ronna McDaniel was not an election denier. Michael Waitley is. One source said that Waitley was specifically selected because he was so proud, so he was so powerful in election fraud. The same source also told Fox that Waitley kept the fraud down in the state, and despite having a strong Democrat governor. Prior to his work on the Republican Party, Waitley served as a federal law clerk, a senior official in the George W. administration. Now that's a little iffy, but I do believe he's better than what he was as a senior advisor to the Bush-Cheney campaign. Now that's a little bit iffy, but at the same time, remember, George W. was a Republican, just like Mitt Romney was a Republican back in the day. Some of them have stayed with their views and are not a part of the Republican Party anymore. But then there's some that could be Michael Waitley that is a strong supporter of the new MAGA Republicans. So, New Hampshire GOP chair and former committee Chris Ager, committee member who attended Friday's meeting in Houston, told Fox News that Waitley was a good choice to lead the party. And Waitley will be joined by Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura, who was elected by unanimous vote to serve as a co-chair. Anything else to put in here? Trump is also installing a campaign advisor, Chris Lasiva, I think his name is, as the chief of staff. Lasiva, a longtime Republican strategist and RNC member, will continue to keep his role as one of the top advisors to Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. Anything else in here? Anything important? Not exactly. So yeah, that's about it. All right. So yeah, in my opinion, I think that this was a great choice by Trump and also by the RNC. This is definitely what we needed, especially because of what happened in the midterms. I'm blaming Ron McDaniel specifically for that. I don't think Trump's to blame for that. I think Trump could be a little bit to blame at the same time, because remember, he selected Ron McDaniel, and also Trump did support candidates, but he didn't push them as much as possible. But Ron McDaniel was really not a big person. She was more of a figurehead, it felt like, in the RNC. It didn't really feel like she was doing anything, and I always felt indifferent about her. Because the first time she got selected in 2016, I remember I was in high school, and I remember that, and this was when I was starting to get into politics, and I liked Ronna McDaniel. I thought she was really nice and everything. But then after a couple of years, you just start to realize that Ronna McDaniel didn't seem like she wanted to really get anything done in the RNC. It just felt like a figurehead to me. So getting someone new that actually is like a Trump Republican is probably the best thing you can do right now. And having Trump's daughter-in-law as the RNC co-chair is also a great thing, because Michael Waitley doesn't work out. You can have Laura Trump possibly heading the RNC, which a lot of Democrats would hate that. But at the same time, that solidifies the Trump campaign and the Trump effect and the Trump everything into the RNC no matter what for years to come. So basically, this is just a move so that when Trump is done with politics, which could be after he wins the election and when he's done with politics, there will always be a Trump presence in the Republican Party. That's just how it is, from how it seems. And that's the best thing that should happen. That's how the Republican Party should be, and we shouldn't be the Trump Party, but we should be the MAGA leading policy and everything like that party. Those policies, those views are the best that they have ever been in the Republican Party, and the best they ever will be. But yeah, I can't wait for this to finally happen. I think it's effective immediately, but I'm not exactly sure. But I am very happy that this is finally happening, and that that she is finally, Ronald McDaniel is finally taken out, and Michael Waitley is taking over the reins. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not sure when I have another video. I'm surprised that this video was today, because it's funny because every day I usually the next day something new comes out that I gotta make a video about. I don't think anything's coming out tomorrow. Like, I'm not sure, but there could be. I'm not gonna specify if there isn't or is, but if there is, I'll obviously post about it, something big or something. But for now, if nothing is out, not going to post about anything unless I just have a feeling I want to post about something specific or anything like that. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love to see your guys' comments and everything. So comment, like this video, share this video to your friends, everything, just so you can grow the channel and everything like that. Because I really love doing these videos. And remember, in 5 more days, I will be doing a prediction for the Senate and for the presidential again. Just want to let you guys know that and remind you guys, I will be doing them on the 15th of every month. I'm not going to change that again. It's just going to be on the 15th of every month. And so from now on, that's how it's going to be. Because I think the middle of the month, where the 15th is probably the perfect time to make those predictions. Because you're in the middle of the month, you're in the middle where all the polls are and everything like that. It just works great. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.